Yo, people, David Ornstein just dropped a bomb on us. A bunch of Arsenal news just dropped. It's Monday morning. Let's get straight into it. Before you go anywhere, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Bam! Yo, people, what's going on? It's the Kitty G on Eagle Talks Football, and we're back again with another video. Today, we got a lot to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen. David Ornstein just dropped a bomb on us, and apparently, there's a lot going on. So we got to discuss everything going on with Arsenal news today, and I'm going to show you guys everything that David Ornstein has just shown us. So let's get straight into it. Hope everyone's doing well. Let me know where you're watching from. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you're an Arsenal fan or if you're a rival fan, I'll be filling you in on everything going on with Arsenal news today, as David Ornstein has just confirmed some targets, some people who are not targets, and some people who we might consider looking at in the foreseeable future. So let's go straight into it. As you guys already know, Mykhaylo Mudryk has been an Arsenal target for a while now, and rumors coming out today that after David Ornstein dropped his bomb, that the deal could cost Arsenal in the region of 100 million euros. Yes, 100 million euros. That is what David Ornstein said in his article today. And also, let me show you guys what was specifically said in his article. Here we go. Arsenal priorities for January transfer window is Mykhaylo Mudryk. No agreement, but the conversations are happening. The 21-year-old Shakhtar Donetsk winger is keen, and sources say that the deal could get done for lower than 100 million public valuation. Right? This is great news. So it could happen for lower than the actual 100 million valuation. Right? That is amazing news, because we know that Shakhtar Donetsk value this player very highly. They're not going to let him go for cheap. And we know that if we're going to try to get Mykhaylo Mudryk, we're going to have to pay. We're going to have to come to some sort of agreement, especially in the January transfer window. Mykhaylo Mudryk is not going to be going for cheap. We know we're going to have to pay in an absorbent amount of money, because they value him higher than what Jack Grealish went for. They said Jack Grealish went for 100 million a couple years ago. Some of these guys value him in the same level. They're not no lower. That's what their CEO recently said. So the Mykhaylo Mudryk stuff is going to go on. But would you rather spend 100 million on Mudryk, or would you rather spend that 100 million on Felix, guys? Let's be honest. If we have 100 million to spend, would you not rather spend that money on Joao Felix, 100 million pounds, on Mykhaylo Mudryk? I get it. He's a top target of ours. We're very interested in him. And not only are we extremely interested in, as you guys can see there, it's confirmed that he's one of our top targets. Arsenal prioritized the target in January. Mykhaylo Mudryk, chance of happening, though nothing has been agreed at the moment in time. There's nothing that's been agreed at this moment in time. But one thing that we do know is they want to absorb an amount of money. Let's be real. If ESR comes back and he's fully fit, do we need to spend 100 million on a winger if we can get a Joao Felix who can play on the wing and in the attack? Let's be honest. Hopefully it does get done. If it does, for cheaper than 100 million, because it would be a big missed opportunity if we went for Mudryk over Felix in January. Let's be honest. You have 100 million to spend. You have a choice: Mykhaylo Mudryk or Joao Felix. Who you guys are going for? Let me know. Who would you guys go for? Because 100 million pounds is 100 million euros is a lot of money, people. It's a lot of money. And the reason why I asked that is because we need to spend our money wisely. And also, we need to make sure we're not going for quick fixes and people who are long-term targets. And Joao Felix and Mykhaylo Mudryk are both long-term targets. If you had to pick one, who are you picking? Let me know. Football transfers are out of hand. Everyone's worth around 40 to 100 million. That's crazy. Yeah, I know. Big up, boss Mafia. Felix is overrated. Go for Mudryk. Okay, some people are saying they would rather go for Mykhaylo Mudryk over Joao Felix. Now, just to let you guys know, this is what David Ornstein had to say on the whole situation with Joao Felix. Now, he went on to, oh, sorry, I opened up the wrong one. He went on to say that Arsenal, some work in the top level recruitment some who are working in top level recruitment, however, think Felix may be better suited to Arsenal given his stylistic fit and potential need for attacking reinforcement after Jesus underwent his knee surgery. So this was when he has been linked to other clubs, and in the same article that he was linked to other clubs, David Ornstein confirms that some people in top recruitment levels believe that he'd be a better fit, but nothing about Joao Felix actually being a target at this moment in time. Nothing about Joao Felix actually being approached at this moment in time. Nothing about Joao Felix to Arsenal being confirmed at this moment in time. I hope that Joao Felix to Arsenal can become a thing. I hope that it can become more of a serious thing, because I feel like Joao Felix would be a good alternative to some of the players that we've been going for, and also the fact that Joao Felix can cover many different positions. He's very versatile. He can play across the front three. He's comfortable in a false nine position and an attacking position. And if we could seriously, it would be massive if we could actually go and get Joao Felix. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's going to happen because PSG and Manchester United are both also interested, and Bayern Munich have also considered putting their hat in the ring. So with that being reported the other day, about, I think that was yesterday, and Ben Jacobs also speaking about the fact that it might be a challenge for Arsenal to get it on the football terrace, with the fact that he would cost around. It's not even the cost at this point. It would just be the fact that there would be so many different things, so many different factors going on. Big up Steve in the chat. Steve saying, "Sup, bro? I'm watching from work at 4:30 a.m. Keep up the good work. Mudryk is one hell of a player, and I saw plenty of him at Shakhtar Donetsk." Big up to you, Steve, channel member and friend of the show. He comes on to cover all sorts of different content. Big up to you. All you guys can also become members. It's only £1 to become a member, and you can become a platinum member for £2.90, I think. Big up to Kieran Hall. Either Felix or Mudryk do the Anthony spin. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Oh my God, this guy, he's hilarious. Listen, let me just show you guys what I was talking about with the rest of the Felix news before we move on. So Ben Jacob yesterday was talking about Felix, speaking about how PSG are the front runners at this stage, and Felix might be a challenge for Arsenal. There's another report here speaking about how PSG and Manchester United are all interested for Felix. So it's not looking good right now for Felix. Let's be honest. The Felix situation does not look like it is the priority at this moment in time. Although Mykhaylo Mudryk still looks like the priority and was the headliner of David Ornstein's article, which was released today, that dropped the bomb on us about everything going on with Mykhaylo Mudryk. Now, do me a favor, guys, hit the like button. We got about 40 of you guys in the chat. You guys can do much better than that, and let me know how you guys are feeling. Let me know where you're watching from, and make sure you do hit the like button on the video while we are still live. Now, let's move on to the next topic. The next topic is an interesting one, guys, and it's not about some of the other people that we've heard about prior to this. It's somebody new that we haven't really heard about much at this moment in time. We don't know much about him. We haven't seen much about him. But Mateusz Cunha. Let me see how you pronounce his name. 1 second.
Mateusz Cunha.
Mateusz Cunha, who is currently playing for Atletico Madrid, and he's a Brazilian international. Mateusz Cunha. Reports coming out that weighing up whether to enter the frame for Mateusz Cunha. Also, other reports here from David Ornstein. Arsenal are weighing up whether to enter the frame for Mateusz Cunha as Mikel Arteta considers how best to cope with the absence of Jesus. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Mateusz Cunha don't make sense. In the sense that this is, yes, he's young. He might be a short-term solution, but if I'm not mistaken, Arsenal don't make short-term solution transfers anymore. If I'm not mistaken, Arsenal. Sorry, people. I don't even know what that was. Anyways, coming back, yeah, hit the like button, people. Watching from Exeter, USA, big up to you. I'm not sure Felix would thrive at PSG, to be honest. Cunha's former Hertha Berlin striker and RB Leipzig. I like him a lot. Let me know a little bit about him. Let me know a little bit about him. You good, Iga? I'm good, man. I just needed to drink some water because I don't know what the hell was going on there. But yeah, the thing is, he's 23 years old. The guy's still young. We got to acknowledge, yes, he's still young. Yes, we know that he's played. He's bounced around a little bit over the past couple of years. His valuation wouldn't be that much. It would only be 20 million. But the guy doesn't offer us similar to what Joao Felix and these guys offer us in quality. He's still 23 years old. He's still young. Yes, he can play across the front three. I don't know how comfortably he would be able to play across the front three. He's also heavily linked to a move to Watford. I don't know if this transfer makes sense. This sounds like something that's being linked to us from external sources. It doesn't sound like something that's realistic. Now we can see here his body of work. Let's see his body of work in the sense of how good he is and how lethal he is in front of goal. Because this season at Atletico Madrid, if I show you guys on the screen, this season at Atletico Madrid, he hasn't really done much. He's played 11 games, got 2 assists, and I don't know how his performances are, so I'm basically only judging him based off his stats. If any of you guys know more about him, let me know, because all I have right now is I can look at his numbers on the sheet and look at some scouting reports. I haven't really seen too much about it. I only found out they were linked to him about an hour ago. So there you go. So I'm asking you guys, let me know what you guys know. From what I know, he's not really that lethal. He's never really been that clinical guy, from even going back to Swiss League, 10 goals in 29 games in the Swiss League when he was very young. You never know. Players can do better in different systems, but Wolves. He's linked to Wolves, not Watford. My apologies. He's linked to Wolves, not Watford. That transfer wouldn't make sense. I agree. It wouldn't make sense. You're right. Cunha is good pace, big frame, aerially dominant, good with his feet. Why the hell would he get more goals in game time at Atletico? Why the hell he don't get more goals in Atletico? I don't know. Sometimes just things don't work out for players in certain areas. Sometimes it just doesn't work out in certain people in certain locations, right? But then bringing it back quickly to the whole situation, because I don't know too much about that guy. We're gonna move past that quickly and just be like, you know what, the likelihood of that deal happening is unlikely, but it's another name being thrown in the ring. That's just the reality of the situation. It's another name being thrown in the ring, and it's another player that we're going to find out about. We're going to find out about players all the time throughout these windows and everything else. But one player we've known about since January is Palmeiras' Danilo. Yes, Palmeiras' Danilo is a player that we've known about for a while now. But David Ornstein has reported that Arsenal are not thought to be a target. He's not thought to be an Arsenal target at the present time. Now, I don't think that he's wrong in the sense that Arsenal are not looking at him seriously enough. The reason why I think this is coming up now is because this might be damage control for the club losing him out to Monaco or Ajax, because he's linked to Ajax and Monaco also. The only reason why this article comes out now is because he's most likely going to go to Monaco or Ajax. That's the reality. If Danilo was serious target of Arsenal's and we were close to getting him, there would be more news coming out about him. Danilo is most likely now going to be headed to either Ajax or Monaco, hence why you're seeing people feeding information to people around the club saying, you know what, this might not happen. This might not happen. This might not happen. That's the reality. That is the reality of the situation, and that's why Danilo. It seemed as Danilo is not a target of the club at this present time, and that is why David Ornstein has reported this. And David Ornstein, of course, he's extremely reliable. He double checks, triple checks his work. So now that he's saying that Danilo's off the list of players that we could potentially get in January, we might not be covering him as much anymore because we might not get too much more information on Danilo. So that is that, right? Now, let's move on to the next one. This next one makes no sense, guys. Sometimes some of the transfer rumors don't make sense. We have a right back in Tomiyasu. There's another right back we've been linked to in Denzel Dumfries. Yes. Denzel Dumfries and Tomiyasu have been linked in a potential swap deal. This don't make sense. Let me show you guys what was said. Despite some interest from Arsenal in a swap deal involving Takehiro Tomiyasu, I don't think Arsenal will be investing big money there in the right back position. So, despite some interest from Arsenal, a swap deal involving Takehiro Tomiyasu for Denzel Dumfries, I don't think Arsenal are going to invest big money there. I don't think there's going to be a situation in which Arsenal lose Tomiyasu for Denzel Dumfries. Denzel Dumfries might be a very good attacking player, but defensively he's a liability. I don't get why anybody would actually think that we would swap Takehiro Tomiyasu for Denzel Dumfries. He is a good attacking right back. He might be a good fullback actually, but no, there's no way Arsenal are going to actually pull that off. That is a terrible transfer in the sense, in every sense of the word, and I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm just looking at some of these rumors, and it just sometimes they don't make sense. Sometimes they don't make sense. Sometimes you have to actually look at the story and just be like, you know what, I just feel like you're just answering a question for the sake of answering it and giving us more information. But hey, we need all the information we can get, but sometimes it's just common knowledge. We're not going to be doing a swap deal for Tomiyasu for a player who's not as good defensively. The reason why we have Tomiyasu is because of his versatility also. But yeah, big up to people. They're saying the right back from Croatia. Yeah, he's been a baller. He's been balling. Definitely need to look at him, but I don't think we're going to upgrade in that right back spot at this moment in time. I think we're going to be okay as a club in that right back spot at this moment in time. I don't think Arsenal are seriously going to go and deep dive into that position at this moment in time. Let's now look at Evan Ndicka. The last video I did on Evan Ndicka, we got an update that the deal was confirmed. Well, you can read that in bold right there. The deal is not yet confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. Evan Ndicka has not decided his next club. It could be accepted. Frankfurt new deal intended to leave on a free to Arsenal, as reported by a Roma publication. But Bild so far have not received any information that Ndicka has already agreed with another club. So, debunking the rumors from the previous video that Evan Ndicka has been agreed, now coming out that Evan Ndicka has not agreed. We have to wait and see what is true and what's not true. Sometimes a player's agent and club put out different information just to try to see which one sticks, and you shouldn't really read too much into it. One side can say we have agreed, and they don't actually have to tell the club that they currently work for that they've already have a pre-agreement with another club. That's just the reality. But other clubs that might come in for them might be told to back off because we've already done business elsewhere. Joseph Jovan is quite good. I agree. Ben White is better than Gary Neville. Ooh. Gary Neville is considered a Premier League legend at this moment in time. Ben White, you put him in that conversation, people are going to give Ben White unwarranted hate for no reason, my friend. And Ndicka is a nice signing. If you true, but not confirmed. Nothing's confirmed. That is true. Nothing's confirmed yet. Denzel Dumfries looks like Pogba. I don't think he does. I don't think he looks like Pogba, to be honest. But yeah, that is that. Moving on to the next story quickly, just to show you, just to try to get through everything as quick as possible. Arsenal are interested in AC Milan and former Arsenal Academy member, Helen member, Bennacer. Now, the thing about Bennacer is Milan are planning to give him a new deal around £4 million a season, and he hopes to the player should stay. And but we should know that this is not the most reliable source, but saying Arsenal are the team that are the most interested in Bennacer. I wouldn't be surprised they were the most interested team in him because he is definitely one of the players that we're seriously looking at bringing in. Big up my guy here, Mohamed Salam Iga. We consider a right back if we shift Tomiyasu to left center back. I don't think we're going to shift Tomiyasu to the left center back. I think we're going to keep him as an option for all the positions. And at this moment in time, we're going to address that left center back position on its own. Right now, right back is not going to be upgraded this January. That is not happening. potentially not even in the summer until we get confirmations on what's going to happen with Norton Cuffy, Cedric, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, so on and so forth. We have a lot of people in that area of the pitch potentially that can play in that area of the pitch. Don't forget, Ben White also can play there and has been very serviceable in that right back position. Hit that like button, people. Don't forget to hit that like button right now. But yeah, Ismail Bennacer from AC Milan, he league winner, was a big part of that, is a big part of that AC Milan setup. They don't want to lose him. They don't want to lose him. I think if we were to actually get Bennacer back, he would be a very serviceable player for us, but I don't think the likelihood of it happening is very high. I think AC Milan are going to do everything in their power to make sure they don't lose him, and I just don't see that happening. How much is Cedric on a week? Let's find out. Cedric, Arsenal contract per week. What is it? Let's see. Cedric makes Cedric's salary is about, what is it per week? I actually don't know. I need to find out. He makes about 75K. He makes about 75K. Yeah, I think so. He makes 75K. Is that right? Yeah, he makes 75K per week. 75K per week. That's what he makes. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has been so bad. Yeah, Ainsley Maitland-Niles is not going to do well in this thing. Isma improves us a lot over the year. Very solid midfielder presence. Just keep things ticking. Definitely. I would definitely think that he would be one of the ones that the club should actually seriously look at and just make sure that we can try to get over the line. But I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm looking at Cedric staying. I'm looking at Norton Cuffy staying. I'm looking at a lot of these things happening, and I'm just saying to myself, yeah, it's not crazy. It's not crazy to think that we would upgrade that right back position, but I just don't know if we're gonna actually upgrade that right back position, in my opinion. Right? Let me just tweet this out that we're live now, and let's move on to the next update, because the next update includes David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano both confirming an update for us. And you know what the update that is? That is the update of Yunus Musah, American and former Arsenal Academy member. Yunus Musah has been identified as a player that Arsenal can get. They know that Valencia are currently in financial problems, which means Yunus Musah would be available for around 20 million. Yes, Yunus Musah could be available for around 20 million pounds, ladies and gentlemen. North of 20 million pounds. Arsenal sent scouts to watch Musah at the World Cup. Fabrizio Romano confirmed that already. And now David Ornstein's confirming that they might be in a financial situation where we can get him for cheap. So could it all make sense? Former Arsenal Academy player. We've sent scouts to go watch him. He would cost just north of 20 million pounds. Is it a no-brainer? Yunus Musah to Arsenal. Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Arsenal should sign Yunus Musah. Put a 2 in the chat if you think Arsenal should not sign Yunus Musah. Let me know. Yunus Musah to Arsenal. Let me know, people. I'm going to be, everybody comment underneath this comment, and I'll let you know what I think. Personally, for me, look at it this way. Danilo is coming from Brazil. We don't know if he's going to adjust right away, and it's going to take a while. Yunus Musah, he's coming from Spain. We don't know if he's going to adjust right away, but him coming in versus Danilo coming in, the age difference is very similar. They're both quality players. The difference with Yunus Musah is we've seen him already. We already had him in the academy setup. He would come in. He'd already be acclimatized to speaking the language. He'd already be acclimatized to living in the area. It would be more comfortable, more smoother transition in that sense. Actually playing the Premier League, we still don't know. He's played in Europe. That's one thing we know, right? And he's currently at Valencia, who is a team that is. But you know what? And the thing is, Arsenal have already actually bid. Reportedly, Arsenal had a bid rejected, if you guys don't know. Reports came out that Arsenal had a bid rejected, and it was rejected recently. The bid was rejected 2 days ago. Reports came out that we had a bid rejected from Yunus Musah. Let me just show you guys that report that we had the bid rejected, because I was quite shocked that these rumors are coming out that we're having bids rejected already, because this might be the guy. This might be the guy that Arsenal actually go in for. Arsenal have made one bid for Inter Milan target Yunus Musah, which was deemed too low for Valencia and rejected. So guys, we might actually be serious about signing Yunus Musah, and if we are, I would be down for the signing of Yunus Musah personally. I think former academy player, plays well, played well in the World Cup for America. He's physical, he's strong, he's good with he's good overall with his ability. Technical ability is there, and familiarity with the club is already there. So just I feel like there's so many different things, but don't play the same position as what we need at times. So like Danilo and Musah, one would be more and more of a box to box. The other one would be more of a sitter. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna transition Musah into more of a false six? Are we gonna transition him more into a DM, because he's never really played as a DM in his whole career? Or are we looking at him as a Xhaka option? How are we gonna view him? That's the question I have. Because if we were to look at Danilo from Palmeiras, for example, he can actually play that DM role, where when it comes to Yunus Musah, has he ever played as a DM, as a sole DM in his career? That is another thing you have to consider, because we know Danilo is actually a DM. He's actually a defensive midfielder. Yunus Musah is not. That's the only issue. One Thunder Road says one yes, no to Musah. Musah's coming home. One big fan, Musah, physical, quick decision making, technically gifted, still has a lot of room to grow. They don't play the same position. You're right, Thunder Roads, and I've mentioned that they don't play the same position. But I feel like Arteta has already transitioned players before from certain positions. Would he be signing certain players with the hopes of trying to transition them into other positions? That is a question you have to ask yourself. We got 64 people in the chat right now. Do me a favor, hit that like button right now. It's free. Hit that like button right now. Helps the channel out a lot. Don't forget, if you want to become a channel member, and you can become a channel member. And if you don't want to become a channel member, you can subscribe. It's free. But yeah, interest to see Musah play in a double pivot at Valencia. He plays in a midfield 3, so as an 8. Yeah, and we pretty much have 2 floating 8s with Odegaard and Xhaka, where Odegaard's more of the attacker and Xhaka's more of the box to box. So we kind of use that system where it's a 6 and 2 8s, or like a 6 and a 10 and an 8, but the 10 is playing closer to the 8. But yeah, let's move on quickly before we get too stuck on this topic. What is next? Zinchenko, always believe in your soul. And Zinchenko injury. The thing with Zinchenko's injury is we got a lot of updates yesterday with West Ham, with the West Ham game coming up. If Zinchenko will be back available in time for the West Ham game or not, this and that. And yes, we did. We got a big update the other day that Zinchenko was not involved in the game because Zinchenko was not involved in 3-0 win versus Lyon, but he's training with the squad. He's fully fit and is expected to be ready for the 26th of December. Now, there was some reports coming out yesterday that Arsenal are confident that Zinchenko will be fit in time for the West Ham game on Boxing Day. Football London understands that is not Zinchenko's injured. Same calf. He saw himself miss time earlier in the season. Injury is the same calf problem that he saw miss time earlier in the season. So he's just been having the same ongoing injury issue with that calf. It's not that big of a problem. He's going to be okay. Zinchenko is going to be okay, most likely, and that means that's just good news for us. And he's already he's already with the team in Dubai, as you can see here in this picture right there. So Zinchenko's already with the first team, no question about it. I'm not too worried about Zinchenko's injury situation. I feel like we can't analyze the situation and just start getting worried every day about the same things. I feel like Zinchenko, he's in the Dubai training camp. He's okay. He spoke to Sky Sports yesterday and had a bunch of interesting quotes coming out about him and everything he had to say about his players and his teammates. So you might need to go check that out. It was a pretty interesting conversation that he had with the rest of the team. But yeah, let's just check this out right now. Some of the quotes that Zinchenko said. I personally haven't even read them myself, so I'll go through them with you guys right now. What are people saying? Musah has the right aggressiveness on the ball and tenacity to play as a six, in my opinion. Interesting. Zinchenko at the back, Mudryk in attack, Arsenal on the way to win the Premier League. Let's go. I love that quote. I love that one. You know what? I gotta make sure I write that down. That's a good one. That is a good one. That is a good one. That is a good one. Oh man, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. That is a good one. That is a good one. Okay. All right, let's save it and let's move on. Let's save it and let's move on to Zinchenko thing. Zinchenko was talking about a lot, people. I live in an area where there's so many Arsenal fans. I see them out while I'm walking my dog. Zinchenko explains the way supporters believe achieve something. It's incredible. Then he also speaks about on the title. We look that far. We are focused on every single game. Go step by step. For sure, the way the fans are supporting us, it's incredible. We deserve the best, and there's only two things we need to do is work hard and believe. Okay. And then Zinchenko then says, like you see now, Arsenal are only have one striker, but we can we can play with no striker. Everyone needs to play his role. Now is the most important part of the season, and we need to fight for something big. Okay, that's massive. Since I came, Eddie Nketiah has been amazing. Honestly, even watching him last season, I'm surprised because because of the ability and his quality, he is incredible. Amazing potential for the future for sure. So yeah, there you go. Him giving Eddie Nketiah some big praise right there. Uh, Also speaking about Eddie Nketiah, how hard he works, and then he says the way Eddie Nketiah works so hard, I have no doubt about his future for sure. He's going to help the team as much as he can. He understands his present, and now a little bit he realizes how important he will be for the rest of the season. There you go. Also speaking about Mikel Arteta, Zinchenko and Arteta, I have been surprised since I came to Arsenal. He has obviously improved since I saw him last in City. He's amazing. I have no doubt that he will grow into as a manager for sure. Giving Arteta some praise there a little bit, and then also speaking about um, talk, the talk and the advice were so important. That is that's the amazing quality he has. He can be the top former footballer, but may may not know what he should say or when he should say it. He's got this quality. Okay. He saying giving Arteta some praise about his ability to give people advice. And on the Dubai camp, some people think we're chilling here. We are not. We are working hard, preparing as much as we can. As much and as better as we can. We really nearly full strength. We are nearly full strength. There you go. And that was his update there. And then Arsenal just showing some videos of Mohamed Al Neni in Dubai with the first team, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it with the Zinchenko part. I'm looking at all this and I'm saying to myself, yo, Zinchenko's a real one. Yo, big up Debo. 62 people watching, only 36 likes. Come on, people, show some love to Egal's channel. Channel rocks. Big up to you, man. Really do appreciate it. I think that's pretty much done with the Zinchenko thing. I'm just gonna give you guys a quick update on the Arsenal players who are back with the Arsenal first team, just so you guys know. I did a video on it. Granted, Xhaka's back with the Arsenal first team pretty much. You got Tomiyasu back. You got Thomas Partey back. You got pretty much almost the entire team back ready to go with the first team. It's great to see a lot of these guys back with the first team. It's great to see them back training with the first team, and the news of all of them coming back is just coinciding with everything that's happening. As the World Cup is ending, you're seeing more and more of them coming back. But yeah, Thomas Partey's back, Ben White's back. Igal, do you think Arteta is wearing a wig? No, he's not. Arteta's got a full head of hair. But yeah, news is Ben White's back with the Arsenal first team. It's lovely to see Ben White back with the Arsenal first team. He had to leave. He had to leave the England training camp. I mean, England World Cup camp to go home for a personal reason. Then he went on vacation to Maldives, and now he's back with the team in Dubai. Thomas Partey is also back with the first team after Ghana got knocked out of the World Cup. We see Matt Turner there with the first team in Dubai after everything over there. He's back with the first team. And we also know that Bukayo Saka, update on Bukayo Saka, potentially he will be joining up with the first team very, very soon. You will have Ramsdale also joining up with the first team very, very soon. So it looks like pretty much the whole entire team is almost going to be ready to go. We heard about Gabriel Martinelli. So yeah, let me just show you guys what I have here. This here is the situation with Ramsdale and Bukayo Saka. They're planning to take a flight back to the first team. Tomiyasu, Martinelli, and Granit Xhaka, they are expected to be with the first team and potentially starting training on Monday. We know about Eddie Nketiah's stuff. We know about Jesus. Eddie Nketiah speaking about how he feels about the whole Jesus situation. But right now, people, this is a crucial time. Arsenal's first team needs to get as much training under their belt as possible. This is crucial. This is crucial. Arsenal's first team gets as much training under their belt as possible, and just goes to show you that some of these games are not to be taken lightly, people, because the same Lyon that we beat 3-0 beat Liverpool 3-1. Yes. And look at this. Look at this team Liverpool put out there. This is not a small team. They put Kelleher, who's their backup keeper. Andrew Robertson is supposed to be world class. Joe Gomez, Matip, Milner. They had Elliott. I'm not too sure who this gentleman is in the Liverpool midfield, number 43. I'm not too familiar with him. He seems like an academy player, I'm assuming. They got Thiago Alcantara, Carvalho, Firmino, and Salah. And they still lost 3-1. And the other team that Lyon put out a strong team. But the reason why I say this is because if you guys look, we played Lyon the other day. We beat them 3-0. Now, the team that we put out there, I'm not going to say to you that we didn't have some starters. Yes, we did have some starters. Eddie Nketiah is going to be a starter for the remainder of the weeks. Odegaard, Tierney, Gabriel. We had what? 1, 2, 3, 4. You could say we had four, potentially 5 starters, right? That's a pretty decent side. Liverpool, around the same thing. These games are not supposed to, it's not for banter. This is just to go to show you we need to get some legs under us. We need to warm up. We need to get ourselves ready for the new season. Where are we? Iga, if you had to pick 4 players for Arsenal to sign for the remainder of the world, what? Iga, if you had to pick 4 players for Arsenal to sign from the remaining 4 World Cup nations, who would you pick? Do they have to be realistic signings? That is the question I have to ask you. Do they have to be realistic signings? Because if they're not realistic signings, let me know. Because there's 4 teams left. Who would you guys sign from those 4 teams? Like, obviously, Mbappe, Hakimi, friggin' from Argentina, I would get Valverde. And from Croatia, I'll get Gavardio. That would be like the 4. If it had to be. He left for personal reasons, ended up in the Maldives. As soon as England are out, he pops up Arsenal on the radar. It actually gives coincidence to what it gives certainty to the disagreement with the coach. Okay, so you want me to be realistic? Oh shit, why did I say Valverde plays for Uruguay, not Argentina. Okay, so realistic targets. McAllister from McAllister from Argentina. Croatia, I would get the right back from Croatia. Hakimi from Morocco. And from France, who's a French player that we can get? Yusuf, what's his name? Yusuf Fafana. Those are the players I would get. I think that's a good question. I think that's a really good question. Thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for that question. Really do appreciate it. If you could pick 4 players, you know, I'm gonna have to put that in the description of the video. Now, just before we go, I'm gonna tell you guys there is a player who's currently trending on social media, but not for the best reasons. He's not trending for the best reason. Some people saying, Iga, could you tell the difference between the 2 league players and the Prem players? Hold up. Couldn't tell the difference between a League 2 player and a Premier League player. Hold that. I'm so confused. What are you chatting about? What are you talking about? Okay. Anyways, I'm just gonna ask you guys, would you guys consider Gonçalo Ramos at Arsenal? I know there's not been much links or anything at all being of him being linked to us, but he is a quality player. He just scored a hat trick the other day in the World Cup, and Arsenal have learned they must pay to sign Gonçalo Ramos. Like it would be ridiculous money if we wanted to try to sign this guy. It would be ridiculous money. Arsenal have learned what they must pay to sign Gonçalo Ramos, and guys, it is ridiculous the amount of money that these people want for Gonçalo Ramos. They want a recorded. They want 120 million euros. 120 million euros. That's what they want. 120 million euros. There's no way in hell that Arsenal is paying 120 million euros for a player in January. That's just not happening. 120 million euros. Are you on drugs? There is no way Arsenal is paying 120 million euros for Gonçalo Ramos. I get someone might want to pay that kind of money for him, but Arsenal's not doing that. And I don't think much people are gonna. I don't think many clubs are gonna come in January and pay that type of money. Now, this is being reported from let's be honest, it's being reported from the Telegraph. This is being reported from the Telegraph, but the reason why they're reporting that is because Manchester United are after him. Manchester United want Cristiano Ronaldo's replacement in January, and Gonçalo Ramos could be that replacement. But yeah, it's not going to happen. And you know what? Ramos has been trending on social media for something else, but we're not going to talk about that. And I'll tell you guys this. Don't even look at the confused. The dumb confused face. What? Yo, you know what? You can hold that mute button for a couple of minutes. How about that? Ramos, what the hell? What the hell are you doing, Steve? What are you doing? Anyways, guys, I think that's time. I think that's it. I think it's time we move on. The video's done. And I'll catch you guys very soon. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the little update that I gave you guys. Hopefully everything's all good. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for World Cup content and more Arsenal content. If there's any more news today, I'll be back on. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace. Iga, please remove remove Mustafa from his membership. He tried to accuse me of being what? What are you talking about? Message me privately. We'll chat. Anyways, peace out, guys. You guys have a good one. As you guys already know, KDG on EGTV. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys very, very soon. If you want to check out more of my content, make sure you check out the shorts on the channel. You guys can become channel members for quite cheap, so don't forget to do that if you can, and hit that like button. We'll be back tomorrow with some World Cup content, and maybe tonight with more content. Peace.